I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world?
Amidst the massive upheaval that rocked one of South Korea's largest entertainment agencies, a light shone brighter than ever. HYBE, once a symbol of the K-pop industry's glory, was slowly losing its luster. A reputation once polished with the brilliance of success was now beginning to crumble before the public. However, from the rubble, one name stood unscathed: Taehyung. As if unaffected by the storm battering the foundations of his foundation, Taehyung walked calmly with an unmatched aura. While issue after issue continued to drag HYBE's name into a quagmire of doubt, Taehyung demonstrated that true elegance doesn't come from the agency's self-proclaimed image. It comes from self-honesty and sincerity in every step. In the silence of the spotlight, which now increasingly veers toward his label, Taehyung became a refreshing oasis for the public. He didn't need to speak out or clarify things outright. His presence, always sincere, simply made the public know he was different. His charisma never feels forced. It's not the result of a complicated marketing strategy or a scripted drama concocted by management. Taehyung is an artist, with a sensitive heart, honest eyes, and a captivating expression. In his silence, he speaks louder than anyone else. Taehyung's presence on various occasions is always a hot topic, not because of controversy, but because of his timeless, natural charm. He's not just a stunning visual or a melodious voice. He's a story in itself, a narrative that lives in the hearts of his fans. While the public spotlight has shifted away from the imposing edifice of HYBE, their attention has shifted to a figure who remains steadfast. Taehyung doesn't need the support of his agency's popularity to shine. He has planted his roots in the hearts of the public, with authenticity, humility, and a quality that can't be faked. Even amidst the rumblings of internal issues that arise from various angles, he continues to walk gracefully, as if the chaotic world can't touch him. Not because he doesn't care, but because he deeply understands the meaning of calm amidst the storm. Like a true artist, he chooses to speak through his work, not empty words. As the world focused on the failures and rifts behind HYBE's towering walls, Taehyung showed another face of the entertainment industry, a gentle, human, and compassionate one. He was the antithesis of all the noise, bringing peace with his graceful steps. The public saw, and they felt, that not all those born from the entertainment industry are created equal. There are those like Taehyung, symbols of beauty that grows not from image, but from a real and meaningful life journey. Every appearance by Taehyung in front of the camera conveys a different nuance. He doesn't just pose, he conveys emotion. His eyes don't just stare, they explore the soul. In every second of his presence, there's a sincerity that makes many feel accompanied, understood, and even loved. In a world so hungry for sensationalism and numbers, Taehyung chooses to remain a humble individual. He exists not to satisfy algorithms, but to touch hearts. Amidst the din of bad news that drags down big names, he becomes a glimmer of soothing hope. His ability to remain relevant without creating a sensation is proof that true charm never requires controversy. He doesn't need drama to be the center of attention. Simply being himself is more than enough to captivate the world. Not just the Korean public, but the entire world now views him differently. There's a respect that arises not from coercion, but from a genuine emotional connection. He's not just a celebrity, he's a living inspiration. Taehyung teaches us that amidst the fragility of the industrial system, humanity can remain whole. He shows that gentleness isn't weakness, but rather the truest strength. That being different doesn't mean deviant, but rather means having a clear identity. Amidst the crumbling ruins of trust in his agency, he's building a new, more personal belief. He's not just another artist under a major label. He's an individual who creates his own world, filled with light and warmth. His elegance doesn't come from fancy dresses or spotlights. Taehyung's elegance comes from the way he looks at others, the way he smiles genuinely, and the way he remains calm despite the turmoil. In a world of change, he's a calming constant. Behind the scenes, Taehyung is known as a warm and caring person. He greets staff with the same smile he gives fans. There's no difference. He treats everyone with the same heart. That's a beauty that can't be faked. While other agencies are busy devising strategies to regain public trust, Taehyung simply needs to be himself. And that's where his greatest strength comes from. He doesn't need to force the public to believe. They believe because they see and feel it for themselves. His every move now serves as a solace for his fans. As disillusionment with the industry begins to spread, Taehyung's presence is like a break, reminding them that there's still reason to believe. There's still someone to rely on. He's not a hero in the classic sense. But in the eyes of many, he saved them from too deep a disappointment. In his own way, he healed the wounds inflicted by an inhumane system. Fans are now more convinced than ever that their love isn't for the system, but for the real person within it. Taehyung isn't just a representation of the agency. He is an individual with heart and courage, who chooses to remain human in a world that too often forgets that side. He proves that beauty doesn't have to be harsh. That calm can be more shocking than shouting. He balances a busy world with touching silence. And when HYBE's name began to sink into the shadow of criticism and doubt, Taehyung's name soared with gentle strength. He didn't fly on artificial wings. He soared with the confidence he built himself. In a world that moves so fast, Taehyung is a long breath that provides a pause. He is the empty space everyone needs to feel whole again. He is not only present, but also fills the void in hearts often left empty by exhaustion and noise. Now, the public no longer cares who manages him. They only want to know one thing: where Taehyung will go next. Because they know, wherever it is, there will be beauty waiting. When history records the fall of major agencies, Taehyung's name will still stand as a symbol of hope. Not because he is immune, but because he chose to remain sincere. And in a world like this, sincerity is the rarest of strengths. He doesn't blame anyone, doesn't point fingers, doesn't complain. He simply walks, with his head held high and his heart open. That's true elegance. That's Taehyung. Eventually, the public may forget the drama, the rumors, and the gossip. But they'll never forget how one person made them feel better amidst it all. And that name is Kim Taehyung. His is a story written by honesty, not strategy. In every step he takes, there's a confidence that grows from experience, not from management dictates. Taehyung never strives to be a perfect idol, he simply wants to be himself. And that's what makes him even more beloved. His eyes seem to speak without words. He doesn't ask for admiration, yet all eyes can't look away. He doesn't chase the spotlight, but the light pursues him. Because when someone lives with sincerity, the universe acknowledges their existence. Every time he steps on stage, the world seems to pause to listen. There's depth in his movements, there's feeling in his voice. He brings not just songs, but touching stories. In his melodies, he conveys pain, hope, and love. Many say that he doesn't just perform, but creates an atmosphere. Taehyung is able to make the audience feel warmth with just one smile. He is living art, walking among people. He wasn't created by a system, he was born from a sincerity that cannot be imitated. It's no wonder that many people feel connected to him without ever truly knowing him. Because he doesn't just greet you through a screen, he is present in your heart. He fills the empty space that has long been left empty. He is the reason for many to survive one more day. Behind his simplicity lies extraordinary courage. He doesn't yell at the world, but he stands tall in the face of it. In an industry that often demands falsehood, Taehyung chooses to be honest. And that honesty is what takes him to greater heights. Even though storms continue to swirl around him, he continues to smile. Not because he isn't hurt, but because he knows the world needs more genuine smiles. He realizes that many are pinning their hopes on his steadfastness. So he chose to remain strong. Fans realized how special the figure they had always loved was. Not because of his looks, not because of his popularity, but because of his unchanging heart. He taught that love isn't about euphoria, but about a depth of feeling that doesn't easily fade. He's a reminder that goodness still exists in the entertainment world. That there are people who aren't contaminated by fame. Who remain true to their principles even when the world tells them to change. He walks a different path, and that's where he shines brightest. With every move, Taehyung breathes life into an industry that's starting to feel cold. He's the warmth many seek. He's a smile that can wash away fatigue. Without needing to say a word, he conveys the message, I'm here, and I'm still the same. And now, as people begin to reconsider who they should look up to, Taehyung's name appears at the top. Not because of commercials or massive promotions, but because of the impression he's left on so many people's hearts. He's not just a star. He's a light that guides. At a time when labels and numbers are losing their meaning, Taehyung is proof that pure beauty never needs certification.
Everybody in the world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put